Hello everyone, on today's episode of the 1 Year Life Challenge we're going to talk about how to be a man and specifically 20 commandments on being the best male you can be. Hello everyone, as promised in the intro we're going to talk about what makes a man and some rules that we can live by. Now, we're going to touch on this a few times, and if you're a female watching right now, stick in because this will be part of the Sacred Masculine, Sacred Feminine series that I'm about to do, and understanding how men behave in a masculine concept is really important to understand them, because ultimately the feminine and the masculine, when they are both living to their true roles, their sacred roles, everything runs smoothly. It's when we start not quite understanding the roles of each of these beautiful concepts that friction starts to happen between the sexes, which, you know, it's not what it's about. We're here to love and to connect. That's what we're designed to connect. We're designed to love. So anything other than that, like fighting and bitterness and you know, the dramas that come along, are really undeserved. So as always, I'm going to start with a quote. And that quote is, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The incredible Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor of Rome, the best emperor of Rome in my opinion. And that quote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one," isn't that the essence of everything? Intellectually, you can sit there all day and you can, you know, intellectually you could read every book in the world about surfing, and after 20 years of reading those books you could go out and surf and crash the first right wave and break your neck, because being is so much more important than thinking. And we start to understand this through our 1 year journey, is that we need to move forward and be. Now, from the masculine point of view, from the sacred masculine, unfortunately masculinity has been stripped to shreds, especially in the last 20 years, and marketers have done that. You know, quite often men will blame women for taking away their roles, or politicians, or vice versa. Listen, let's cut straight to the point. In the capitalist system, the concepts of male energy and feminine energy have been completely manipulated in order to sell products. You know, we talk about how women are objectified. I mean, who's doing that? I mean, Calvin Klein's doing that. I'm not doing that. You know, these are the images we're presented. You know, the tabloids with the pictures of Kim Kardashian on the front with, you know, no clothes on, saying she's got cellulite or whatever. It's been driven to sell you products, because I promise you, the magazine talking about a cellulite probably has 3 or 4 ads from weight loss companies in there as well. So we need to push back and understand who we really are. So when these marketing messages come to us, we just see them for the junk they are and really live our true lives without having to buy products to promise things we don't need. So the story of a man has, you know, the archetype of a man, which has been generated through humanity, is really beautiful. And the concept of Homer's Odyssey, which is the Greek classic novel written by Homer, which is a beautiful story, and it's a story of Odysseus. And Odysseus, translated from Greek, means man of pain. So his name was Odysseus, but ultimately what it meant was man of pain. And the concept that men will encounter struggle and they'll overcome struggle is all about masculine energy. Masculine energy is always about taking on challenges, expanding themselves, creating new worlds and adventures. And along with that, connecting with the sacred feminine and bringing the sacred feminine with them, so they can learn from the sacred feminine on this journey on how to connect, how to love, and how to appreciate the moment. And when those two things are happening, it's beautiful. I'd recommend to every man to read Homer's Odyssey. There's no Clearasil ads in it. You're not being told that Justin Bieber's wearing the latest clothes and you need to copy. It's simply about being a man. The story is amazing as well, and, you know, really parallels some of the difficulties that we face in life. So I'm going to begin with these concepts, and I want to put them out there and to help the men and the women understand really what you can achieve as a man and where you can be. And it's very simple. Number 1, as a man, you should always go for women who you think are out of your league, and you'll surprise yourself. Now, connecting with women is at the heart of what it means to be a human, to be a man, and you learn so much from women that, you know, you're not innately built with. That's why women exist, is to assist us, and we exist to assist women to become our divine entity. Now, what happens with men quite often is they limit themselves. They say, I could never approach this woman because she is out of my league. Now, that means you don't understand women, and it's important for men to understand women. Women are far more complex than men. Women look for so many subtle cues on what would make a great partner. And the concept that you might not be as good looking enough for a certain woman is crazy. You should approach every woman that you're attracted to, that you believe is beautiful, that you believe you can learn something from. Don't allow the stigma of, they want someone with more money, or ultimately they'll never be with me, deflate your internal manhood. You can do it, and you can be with the most incredible woman who you deserve rather than settling. Number 2, never have sex with someone who doesn't want it as much as you. There's guys all the time talking about how they talk girls into sex, how they can, talk any girl into sex. I mean, ultimately, we need to start appreciating sex from its dualistic aspect, from the connecting of sacred masculine and feminine. It's not about one person taking advantage of another person. It's not about assuming that women don't want sex, therefore men are pushing it, which is all crazy concepts. Every relationship you should be in as a man needs to be two-way. I see so many men bottling women into relationships who don't want to be there. They want out, but men have great control mechanisms to keep them there. You set that rule that you never want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, and your relationships will flourish, and you will allow your relationships to flourish. 3, never hit anyone unless it's an immediate threat. Masculine energy is about power, and there is some aggression to that. But ultimately, walking around your life looking for a fight and looking to exude violence will create the worst possible life you can find. That doesn't mean you shouldn't understand self-defense, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to protect yourself. But going out and starting fights and using that macho aggression to hurt and create suffering in other people ultimately means you're not a man. That is not what men do. That's what psychopaths do, and that's what people who can't control their emotions do, which is a manly trait to be able to control your emotions. Number 4, nothing looks more badass than a well-tailored suit. Dressing appropriately in male dress is really important. There's a phenomenon going around the world now where everyone just wears gym gear, and I'm guilty of it as well, wear a lot of gym gear. But it's important that, the man and the way he dresses is a reflection of how he feels about himself. And wearing a suit and having a suit and making yourself look great and going out and makes you be great. It makes you live into that identity. We're turning into this world of backwards baseball caps and big baggy jumpers. I think as a man, that's not male clothing, that's boys' clothing. Male clothing is different. The other point, always look people in the eye when talking to them. That's a male tendency. I see so many people now looking at their smartphones designed to look down or to be touching their pocket. Look someone in the eye and connect with them. As a man, that's where your power is. Another point, exercise, run, lift and play sports. As a man, exuding your power and your physical power is really important. We used to go out on the hunt, we used to get the mammoths, we used to be involved in physical exercise. Being strong, not being a bodybuilder or anything, but being strong is an important part of being a man. It will make you feel more masculine, increase your testosterone, you'll connect better with your male source. Another point, call your parents. As men, quite often we allow family ties to slide because we see that as a feminine role. Always keep in touch with your parents so they know that you're proud of them and they can then give that back to you. Always give a firm handshake. I've been once again guilty of this as well. Everyone's got their crazy high fives and stuff like that. But just a firm handshake with your friends every once in a while is a great way for men to communicate. Another tool. You can tell by the size of a man by what bothers him. Men should not be easily rattled. Good men should be able to take problems, which is what they're designed to do, is encounter problems and solve them in their stride. If you see guys getting angry because someone said something or someone posted a photo on a social media, that really shows that man has a long way to go, and you can tell a lot by what annoys a person. Always stand to shake someone's hand. Quite often now I see people acknowledge other people, they're sitting down, they'll sort of give them a head nod or hey. Stand and acknowledge people. Your relationships will drive you further in life than anything else, and quite often I'm seeing men not even acknowledge other individuals or other men in the room. Tip 20, never lend anything you can't afford. I see so many men getting into problems over money or power tools or things like that. If you can't afford to lose it, don't lend it. People will understand, but I see so many people out there who just lend out all their stuff thinking they're doing the right thing and then end up fighting everyone who has some of their stuff. When you're looking to make a decision as a man, go with the decision that will make the best story. Life is about stories. Life is about adventure and activity. As a man, you're supposed to be risking. You're supposed to be getting out there and creating value and showing people how it can be done. Always take the decision that will make the best story. You'll never regret it. Or you might regret it, but you'll love the story. Number 22, when you walk, look ahead, don't look at your feet. I see so many men walking around with, and it's the mobile phone, unfortunately, that's doing it. They're looking at their phone, they're looking at their feet, they're hunched over. Male energy is upright, it's erect, it's straight, and it's directed through your shoulders being put back. Walk forward, look, use your vision. Men have great direct vision, and use that, and you'll start to connect with that masculine power. The other point, nice guys don't finish last, boring guys do. Nice guys who say they always finish last aren't really nice guys. They're pretending to be nice and they're wondering why it doesn't work. And that's the problem, is they're not being themselves. Boring guys finish last. Boring guys pretending to be someone else finishing last. You can be an exciting, nice guy and everything will work out with you. Most importantly, one of these tips is find your passion and then work out how to get paid for it. Men are about passion, about drive, are about creating value. They're not about sitting in front of a computer screen doing things they hate all day so they can go home and drink beers. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a generation and culture of men just drinking and eating bad food just to forget their day job. You're designed to create value for the world. You're designed to go out and create resources and minerals and create shelter for your communities. Find what your passion is and do that. Worry about the money later. Number 25. No matter what their status is in life, everyone deserves respect. As a man, you have the absolute opportunity to show respect to everyone you meet. And when you show that respect, you create respect and you create better people. I don't care if someone's a janitor, I don't care if someone's 2 feet smaller than you. Show them respect and you'll generate amazing respect. The other point, never stop learning. So many men are so scared to ask for advice. They're so scared to pick up a self-help book. Improving yourself is a masculine trait. Your masculine energy is all about growth and expansion. Continue to learn and don't stop learning. Ask for directions if you can't find them or get better at map reading. Remember that luck favours the prepared. Quite often so many guys are waiting for, the big promotion. They're waiting for, to strike the lotto. Prepare, and in the act of preparing, you're exuding male tendencies. Another point, remember, women find confidence sexy as hell. So if you're going out trying to impress women with money and cars, that's great, but remember, the number one sexiest thing in the world to a woman is confidence. So be yourself, be confident. Now, if that comes with money and cars, that's great, but if it doesn't, I promise you, in the long run, it will always beat money and cars, because an insecure guy will destroy any relationship. The second to last tip, do whatever you want in life, but just be good at it. Don't worry about the rules. Men are classics for bending the rules and creating new things and new paradigms. Just be the best at what you are, and if you love it, don't listen to anyone, because male energy is about striving and moving ahead. It's about creating your own world. And the last tip, no one on their deathbed wish they spent more time at work. Men are very proud of their jobs, and so they should be. But remember, your role as a man is more than just to be the breadwinner. Your job is to be someone who people can come to, can get advice, a source of strength, a rock, a mountain. And if you're working all day and you're resentful of that and you come home resentful, you can't be a true man. There is no male badge for working hard or working in a job you don't like. The male badge is much more complex than that. So these are just some tips that I've written down recently to help men understand their pathway. Unfortunately, the masculine role models we're getting aren't really serving us, and it's time for us to take control of our own masculinity. I can't wait to see you tomorrow and continue this discussion, but until then, goodbye.